Chairman, thank the witnesses for being here today. The Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, otherwise known as SNAP, offers assistance to millions of Americans who cannot afford nutritional food for themselves and their families. And there are over 45 million Americans who rely on this program. SNAP administers the program. The Food and Nutrition Services administers the program in partnership with state agencies, but nearly all the funding comes from the federal taxpayer. In 2017, we spent over $70 billion on SNAP and other food programs, and with a program of that size and that price tag, it's essential to apply the highest standards of program integrity. The committee has worked to expose a pervasive problem of improper payments in our federal programs. This is an issue that I've paid particular attention to, given that last year we had $140 billion in improper payments, which I like to remind my colleagues that that's money we had to borrow and pay interest on. In fact, improper payments are, as I said, rampant throughout the federal government. It's not just this program. The Office of Management Budget designates SNAP as among its highest risk programs due to the estimated dollar loss through improper payments. The Food and Nutrition Service provides state agencies with bonuses for having low error rates and penalizes those with high ones, but that, I think, has not exactly been the right incentive for solving this problem of improper payments. In 2017, state agencies in Virginia, Wisconsin, and Alaska admitted to False Claims Act violations for fraudulently reporting low error rates to exploit this bonus system. This committee is working on a better way to incentivize federal employees, federal agencies and programs to report on the improper payments and to try to solve this problem. Combined, these three states had to repay over $16 million in fraudulently earned bonuses, and other state agencies are still being investigated. One of the most frustrating aspects about the program is the lack of data transparency produced from the prior administration. In fiscal years 2015-2016, data quality was so poor in over 40 state agencies that the Food and Nutrition Services decided it could not publish its annual national payment error rate. That's a major problem. It means for a full 2 years, at a critical time for helping those grappling during the recession to put food on the table, the American public was left in the dark. The Food and Nutrition Services has not published a national payment error rate since the fiscal year 2014. If you can't see how bad a problem is, if you don't understand how bad the problem is, you cannot possibly fix it. You can't get to a solution. The national payment error rate for 2014 was 3.6%, which accounts for $2.1 billion in overpayments and $500 million in underpayments. That's what we've been operating on for over 3 years now, lack of data. Today, we may hear how infrequent fraud is in the SNAP program, but perhaps it's not frequent because it's not appropriately measured. As reported by the USDA Inspector General, the Food and Nutrition Services has not established how states should compile, track, and report fraud in a uniform manner. The federal government cannot possibly grasp the scope and frequency of fraud in the program until we figure out how to report it. We also got a problem with the trafficking of SNAP benefits that diverts federal money away from the intended purpose of providing nutritional meals to those in need. Food and Nutrition oversees retailer trafficking, where some store owners have been found to illegally redeem over $1.2 million in SNAP benefits. Just a few weeks ago, investigators concluded a multi-year investigation, Operation Halfback, finding hundreds of people and businesses trafficked almost $4 million in SNAP benefits, some of which went to purchase guns and drugs. We've also noticed loopholes in the Food and Nutrition Services regulations where retailers who have been permanently disqualified from SNAP for trafficking are still in the system. If someone owns a second SNAP certified store, they are still eligible to receive SNAP benefits from their non-disqualified store. So make no mistake, our fellow Americans deserve a helping hand in times of hardship, but waste and fraud take this assistance straight out of their hands and put it in the hands of people who don't need it and who are abusing it. I look forward to hearing solutions from our witnesses today to bring sustainability and integrity to the program. For that, Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
I thank the chairman. Now turn to the ranking member from Maryland.